So let's break it down, everything, understand what are the tenancy contracts going on in the Ellington new buildings and Emaar master plan, or what kind of difference that Ellington brings when they are coming inside a master plan of one of the biggest developer of Dubai. Now, same thing is going to happen in the Maritime City. We're going to understand what are the actual rentals going on right now. Although the whole area is, undergoing the development phase, we don't have much of a case study. But again, the best case study we have is the coastal line of Dubai, in which we can, apple to apple, we can compare and understand what is actually happening in the coastal line of Emaar past master plans. So let's get started. Let's break it down one by one. So in this slide is basically an overview of the pricing going on in the neighboring locations. We are at Dubai Islands, comprises of 4 islands. Right next to Dubai Islands is our Maritime City. Then right next to it is our Pearl Jumeirah. Then Jumeirah Azora Bay, Solaya Beach is being launched at La Mer. Then you have Bulgari, then you have this coastal line, and then Palm Jumeirah and Dubai Harbour, which is the best case study right now available. So I'm gonna flash it up on the screen. So just have a look at these prices, just keep these in mind. I think Blue Waters Island and Bulgari resorts are not the best comparison when we are comparing this to Ellington building, because there are right now planned 12 to 13,000 apartments, including Beyond's development and other private developers like Select, LMD, Danube, Damac, and Emaar whole master plan. There are like around 13,000. To be honest, it's not the best comparison with those kinds of a high-end niche ultra luxury development on the coastal line, because there you have very much of a limited supply. And Miraz does a very phenomenal job building Blue Waters Island. So those prices cannot be actually compared with this, but the location has the potential. The Maritime City location has the potential. And also one more thing, key thing, that the whole area infrastructure is under development. So there is a lot to come, and there will be price jumps and rental demands keep happening. I'll show you what is the rental contract situation happening in the neighboring areas of Maritime City, so that you will have an idea like who is our target market for this specific location. So basically, I'll briefly explain you. Blue Waters Island, 5,500, started off with 2,600 price per square feet. Emaar Beachfront started off with 2,400 price per square feet, and right now, in Sunrise Bay, which was not the wow building of Emaar, but again, these are the best case studies available right now. We cannot compare Ellington building with the branded building of Emaar, but and this is what the best idea that we can take from the pricing and the appreciation point of view. We'll go into the transaction part, but let's understand it briefly. Palm Jumeirah 6 census, I think it's not the best comparison, but again, let's have a look at the prices. Started off with 5,000, right now at 7,000 price per square feet. Dubai Maritime City started off with 1,700 price per square feet. Right now, the price per square feet for the newer launches is standing at 3,000 and more. So these are the major key points to keep in mind when you're looking seriously on the Dubai Maritime City or any coastline development of Dubai. You have Emaar's biggest waterfront community under development right now at this location. When Emaar builds an infrastructure, it really brings a lot of value to that area. Again, our Maritime City is the fastest growing cruise destination in the world right now. Connectivity, I can give you again, you can check out my older videos in which I have spoken about the Infinity Bridge, or also you can search Infinity Bridge on YouTube and you will find a lot of videos posted by RTA with the construction progress and everything, so you will understand connectivity which will be much more convenient when that is done completely 100%. Social infrastructure, yes, everything is under, everything Emaar takes care of. Beyond is also doing a phenomenal job. They're building the community and they are taking care of each and every aspect so that, community will be a successful community. So for those who are very new to the channel, who doesn't even have any knowledge about Maritime City or Meenar Rashid, let me explain you briefly. This is basically your Meenar Rashid master plan where Emaar is building their community, and they have launched like up till this part. This part is still yet to come, and this is the part where the prices will peak, because even on the back side of a floor plan, even on the front side of a floor plan, you will have phenomenal water views. This was the first part where Emaar launched their first phase. Then they launched, this specific belt. Now the whole game of Maritime City will change. Now, as I said, Emaar will take care of each and every aspect. So there will be a school, there will be a nursery, and also there will be 3 hotel with 400 keys. Emaar's famous brand Vida, Address and Palace will be located at this part. Dorchester collection is planned in Maritime City at the Beyond Master Plan. So, when these brands will open up, the whole area will be uplifted. The prices will be quite different, and it will attract a certain amount of a crowd, which can upscale the rental values and the resale transaction value. Right now, there is the big chunk of Dubai living in the old Dubai. The whole population of Dubai, the most, OGs in the business, they are based, their families are based in that older part of Dubai. I'll come to that part. We'll analyze and look at the tenancy contracts, what is actually happening in the old Dubai as well, so that we will have a complete idea. Now, keep in mind, the old Dubai is whole leasehold. So it's not a freehold. So right now, everyone wants to have a piece of freehold property, which is, in that case, they will have a complete lifetime ownership of that property. Now, there will be a future metro line connecting to, Mina Rashid as well. But we already have the green line that you are seeing. This is your M1 Al Gubeba metro station, Sharaf DG metro station. These are the nearby infrastructure that you can use. A lot of people, a lot of the laborers who are coming to do the construction work inside that master plan, they are already using it. Now, this is important, Infinity Bridge, which will be, directly disconnecting you from the traffic of old Dubai and taking you towards Sheikh Zayed, Jumeirah and downtown Dubai. So it will create a lot of ease of movement for the residents who will be living in the future inside this master plan. You already have Esther Hospital in Mankhool. So there is a city center in Chandaga. Although Emaar will be coming up with more malls inside this master plan. Right now, Ellington is, bringing the commercial tower. Beyond have already launched their commercial tower, which I will make the video and give you a complete analysis on this, so that you will have an idea. This is a very different market in which you can make 10% or more than 10% rental returns, because there is a huge shortage in this market of commercial, and not many developers are putting their hands into this segment of real estate. So whoever is doing it, and whoever is doing it right, there you have high probability to win. So I'll give you the analysis and number on the commercial, but today's video is all about the breaking down the numbers and resale and the tenancy contracts, what is actually happening with rental market in the coastal line of Dubai. Now, this is again another explanation of the same infrastructure of the road connectivity, which will be disconnecting you from the old Dubai. I'll flash it up on the screen. You can pause and read, but I'll just briefly explain you. It's a 5.3 billion worth of Chandaga corridor project, which is ongoing right now, and will be reducing a time from 104 minutes to just 16 minutes of travel. This is your Sheikh Zayed Road, and this is your, just to keep in mind, this is your Mina Rashid. Right next to it is our Pearl Jumeirah. So it is, the whole arteries are connecting towards Jumeirah as well and Sheikh Zayed as well. So a lot of ease of movement, which is why, developers who have the land like Emaar Beyond, they are going very bullish on this area. And, after a few years' time, the whole chapter will be changed of the coastal line living of Dubai. So the newer planning and the better infrastructure will bring the kind of value that people deserve. Now, in this slide, this is basically the whole launch calendar, what has already happened. I'll explain briefly. This is your Bay Line, Ocean Star. So Bay Line started off with 1900. Ocean Star started off with 2100. Gradually, prices keep on increasing. Ocean Cove 2100. And then Serra Aurea Baystar by Vida. This is still ongoing launch. We might find some availability. The price per square feet is from Serra and Aurea, the price per square feet is 2,900 and 2,800, varying from that. In Baystar, the price per square feet is 3,400 because it's a branded hospitality brand building of Emaar on the Mina Rashid. Very good location. If you find 2 or 3 bedroom in this, very safe investment. The rental returns will not be 10% because the prices have increased to a certain point. But again, very safe rental. You will be attracting a lot of niche crowd to your property. Porto View was launched Q3 2024. So in 2024, we saw 4 launches: Porto View, Marina Place, Pier Point, Marina Views. I've seen what happened in these 4 launches. Within 2 days time, all of the launches got sold out. One of the buildings were bought, either Pier Point 1 or 2. The whole building was bought by one guy. He might operate it as a hotel, or he might sell it off 50% of the inventory and might run a short-term, apartments inside his building, whichever he have bought. It will be a touristic hotspot as well because of a lot of F&B chains, and the mall, the schools and everything will be coming up there. The cruise terminal is there. It will be a touristic hotspot as well. A lot of people who can't afford that ultra luxury segment and they want to stay nearby to all the prime locations, they will be attracted towards this specific part. Dubai Islands, again, another prospect, very big infrastructure. This year, separately, apart from the relocation, from last year, 19 million visitors have already been registered to Dubai. This year, we're about to cross 22 million visitors a year. Next year, whatever the report will be, but since 2021 till 2024, it keeps on rising, and I'm seeing that it will be a very healthy and organic growth in the next coming few years as well for tourists as well. So tourism is another big market for these kinds of waterfront properties. Now, this is a very key point. The waterfront properties demand in the primary market becomes increasingly high in the past 2 years. In 2023, the average primary prices of the reliable developers in the very good areas of Dubai, such as Dubai Hills Estate and downtown, but average primary prices were varying from 1976 price per square feet for waterfront and 1800 for the non-waterfront properties. In 2024, the demand shows that, because of the demand, the price for non-waterfront reaches to 2,200 in the primary, in which, all the Emaar Dubai Hills Estate or any other master community that you will pick up, you will find these prices. Even the Expo City is selling at 2,200 price per square feet. Expo is selling at 2,000 or 2,100 price per square feet. Now, the waterfront in 2024 reaches to 2,700. Now, the situation in 2025, it reaches to 3,500 dirham price per square feet. Even Nakheel at the Palm Jabal Ali is also launching at more than 3,000 dirham price per square feet in the apartments, the Palm Central I'm talking about. Non-waterfront prominent areas like Dubai Creek Harbour, Dubai Hills Estate, you will find the prices somewhere near to 2,800 dirham price per square feet. Now, this is what you really need to understand when you're seriously thinking about Dubai Maritime City. You should know who will be your target audience. Will there be any demand for such kind of properties or not? So this is basically your Deira average rental values. You will find a 1-bedroom at 71,000 being rented in Deira, a right property, a good property, very well sized, a product fit for the market of the family, a long-term family or business owner who is renting a property there. 2-bedroom 85,000, 105,000 for 3-bedroom. And in Dubai Creek Harbour, the average rental you will find for 1-bedroom is 101,000 average rental, 153,000 for a 2-bedroom and 228,000 for a 3-bedroom. Whereas in Emaar Beachfront, which is a very prime location, touristic hotspot, here the 1-bedroom, I'll go to the property finder, I'll show you the DXB Interact transaction, you will have a complete picture. So let's just take this as a average and keep in mind 150,000 in Emaar Beachfront for a 1-bedroom, 240,000 for a 2-bedroom rental per annum, not talking about the short-term rental, and 3-bedroom is touching 414,000 per annum. Also, another key point is that in Deira, in just 2025 to year to the date, 25,138 rental contracts, of which of 1 and 2 beds for 21,396 units were already recorded in the DLD. So if there is a 25,000 rental contracts happening and being recorded in that this specific part of Deira, that means this is the market for Dubai Maritime City. And there are like around under development 12,000, 13,000 units. Master community versus master community, master communities always win. And if you're choosing a property which is, which stands out in the quality, which stands out in every aspect, the layout, the floor plans, the amenities, the designs, everything is amazing, your rental average already touch to 10% above the market. Now I'm going to show you how is this possible, if this is actually happening in the market or not through the numbers. So you will have that clarity. So stick until the end of this video to understand more. Now before jumping into the rental resale values of Emaar Beachfront, which is I think one of the best comparison there is for Dubai Maritime City, and also looking at the data of Anwa. So keeping in mind, Emaar Beachfront is not 100% ready community. It's almost like 25 to 30% ready. The whole part of Emaar Beachfront is still under construction, so the community is not fully mature as yet. To understand what is basically market saying, what is basically the response of the market on the ready units which are currently available in that community of Emaar Beachfront. Then we will go into what is happening in the ready mature community of Dubai, in which Ellington have already developed their project, and what is the response of the market. After looking at the property, the construction quality of Ellington properties, and what kind of response in the rental and the resale transaction, what is happening in that. Before looking into that, I wanted to bring your attention into a very key factor as to a lot of people have this confusion when they're investing overseas. They don't have that clarity, which is why I wanted to bring your attention towards like who will be absorbing your property. So let's look at this data, and this is one angle to look at what kind of buyers or what is basically the capacity of the market, if there is any question regarding if the property absorption will be there or not. Now after looking at different sources, what I've come to estimate, like out of the 4 million population, how many people are actually working and are salaried in Dubai. So I'm going to break it down in my next video to give you complete understanding, so that you will have a complete idea what is the population which has the capacity to absorb a $1 million property or 2 million dirham property, or even a 3 million dirham worth of property, or even the 10 million mark. But right now I'm gonna stay in that segment and see what is the population estimation. So right now, as per the different sources data, out of the 4 million population, we have approximately 2.2 million people who are employed from the category of 5,000 dirham till going maximum to 200,000 dirham. This is one angle of taking a look at the absorption rate. If those properties which are under construction, they are going to be absorbed or not? Will the prices jump or not? So this is before getting into the transaction, I wanted to give you a clarity on this. And considering the salary bracket going from 5,000 dirham till 200,000 a month. Now this is not what many brokers will tell you, because to look at it and understand, it takes a little bit of a research. Now out of that whole population, there is a bracket where we should target when we are investing into any kind of a property. Is it a seafront or townhouse or a villa? We should target the salary bracket of 20,000 till 50,000 dirham a month, which is, as per the data, 10% of this is basically you will find people who are falling into that salary bracket. Not considering the husband and wife both are earning, just considering one guy in a household whose income is 20 to 50,000 dirham a month. That makes up to around 220,000 people or residents, and 50,000 to 200,000 is your another 4% of the population, which makes up to around 88,000 people out of this 88,000 residents who fall under this bracket of income. Now let's take a figure which is in between around 40 to 50k. I'm taking 50,000 just for the understanding. So 50,000 a month makes up to around 600,000 complete yearly salary. A smart family household would only spend 30 to 35% or maybe maximum go to 40% if they have specific kind of a very picky requirement on choosing a property for their rental purposes. Now, conservatively speaking, we are not considering the both of the household are earning, because in most cases husband and wife both are earning in this city. But let's take an assumption of a figure which is in between. 40% of this total income is that they will be willing to spend on a rental property, which will be somewhere around 240 to 250,000 a year. Now this is basically your sweet spot for if you're buying any kind of a property which has that kind of a quality. So if an income bracket reaches to a yearly 600,000, those kinds of families are very picky. They want the property which they can really, if they're spending 250 to 240,000 a year on rental property, they want something which really can work for their family. If they're spending that much on a rental, they don't want to compromise even on the quality, even on the services, even on the management. They don't want to compromise on those kinds of properties. And most likely, the family is big, they would move towards a townhouse or a villa. But villas doesn't come in that bracket in the rental standpoint. Townhouse, that can easily, they can cope up with the rental prices of 240, 250,000. If they have a very small family and they are used to living in an apartment and they have a desire to live on a beachfront or a waterfront location, their workplace, everything makes sense, everything aligns, the school, the hospitals and everything, they are most, highly likely to move towards those kinds of property where, rental price point is matching that. Now, if a husband and wife both are earning and the income is exceeding 600,000 dirham mark, this is your sweet spot where those high quality properties are being absorbed on a rental standpoint for a long-term rental. Now, I'm not even considering the remote workers who are self-employed, who are making income, which is in Dubai, it is a big population of Dubai, which is right now those people who are basically doing remote works and they have their own businesses. They're very, variable income they have. And not even considering the business owners, not even considering the tourists which are coming. Now, to give you an idea, 19 million visitors came to Dubai last year in 2024. Expectation for 2025 is around 20 to 22 million, which the data will come out and I will be the first one to inform you about it. Now imagine out of this population of the tourist is also coming. There are like different kind of tourists coming to the city. Some are coming in flock of 3-4 people. Some are, high-end income earners in their own home country and they have their businesses developed. And let's take it very conservatively if we're talking about Dubai Maritime City. So I'm going to specifically target that segment. Even if the tourist attraction is there for that kind of a property and we are buying it for a short-term rental purposes, a good mid-income earner tourist is willing to spend on a per day of 1,500 to 2,000 AED on a rental property. and minimum, you know, stay is somewhere from 5 days average, and in, you know, in some cases it goes above that, 6 days. Now if we look at this data and if we consider on the season's time, and we know, let's take 1500 and multiply it by 30 days into 6 months, which is a season's time. Right now Dubai situation has been changed, but let's take very conservative figure and understand if these properties are going to be rented or not. So this, if we multiply this, that makes up to 45,000 AD, and if we multiply this by 6 months, that makes up to your 270,000. This is the, you know, very conservative figures that I can give you to make you understand if these properties which are being launched at those locations are going to be absorbed, or what are the rental expectations you should have when you're buying a 1-bed or 2-bed or 3-bed. 2-bed have a different kind of a target audience, but again, right now the 2-bed demand is getting much higher. Those properties are much more liquid, although 1-bed are going much more in a rental perspective. They are, you know, very easy to rent. Liquidity wise, I would say you might not make a very heavy appreciation on that, but 2-beds, even if you're renting it on short term, it's the kind of a property, you know, where you can make that jump, that leap of capital appreciation compared to 1-bed in which it's easy to rent. So you should know your purpose when you're investing into any kind of a location, because right now the prices are getting very high on a seafront location. You really need to understand what is your purpose and objective before investing. So this is one aspect to give you an idea. Now you have gotten the idea of the affordability on a very conservative side. Although when you're investing into a very high quality development, that means your rental will be on an average compared to whole community or the whole area surrounding. Your rental average will be higher, but just keeping in mind what kind of numbers to target, what kind of numbers to expect. Because, you know, right now in the market, every broker can give you all kinds of false number. They don't even know what they're talking about. But these are the details to keep in mind, that this is a very easily achievable numbers on these kinds of seafront properties. Now let's look at the rental transactions which are happening through DXB Interact and understand what is the rental value going on in Emaar Beachfront. Although I have already pointed out, you know, why in Emaar Beachfront not every property is transacting at a very higher price point. There are some differences that to keep in mind. Which is why, you know, the beachfront community of Emaar, it has the beach access. The community is still not ready, so we can't really judge. But again, these are the actual figures and value to keep in mind when you're investing into something. And then we look into Ellington, then we look into Anva, which is a only developed product right now in the Maritime City. So we have some kind of an idea and clarity before investing into any kind of a Dubai Maritime City property. This is basically the 2-bedroom rental values which are going on. So this is a Marina Vista tower, which is, you know, Marina Vista Sunrise. People had a lot of complaints with the quality. You know, everyone had some reservation regarding those properties. I also went there. I didn't personally like that property, but again, it is what it is. 250,000 is the rental going on right now, and this guy bought this 2-bedroom at 5.2 million. Maybe he bought it from the secondary market. This was not the price at which it was sold initially by Emaar. This guy is making Marina Vista Tower 2, so 3 million dirham. Yeah, he must have bought it at a very right price point initially from the developer. He rented at 250,000. He's making 8.4% on a rental returns. Again, secondary transaction, Marina Vista, 4.7, he secured 5.32. This is the point to keep in mind. Right now, the prices is getting higher. If the property doesn't have that kind of a value, you cannot expect the rentals to go high. It's not like, you know, there is a capacity. There is a target market for all kind of property in Dubai. Beach Vista in Emaar Beachfront, guy bought it at 2.8 million, floor 13. This guy is renting at 265,000 a year, 9.63%. Crazy rental returns, but look at the price at which he secured. So if you hold on long enough, you will see these kinds of numbers. Numbers I'm talking about is percentage rental returns on your property. It's not going to fall down because the property, if it has the good developer backing, lifestyle infrastructure is taken care of, contractors which they are using has already named develop in the market, and they are making sure that the quality of the whole community is great. 100% you can achieve these numbers. Sunrise Bay, again, not a good quality, but again, the guy have secured it at 2.7 million, floor 11, 240,000, 8.76% crazy returns he's making. Now, Beach Isle, this guy is making 6.6%. I don't know for what reason he have rented at this price point, but you know, if you look at the floor plan and everything, we'll know what is basically the reason it justifies the rental. So 2.8 million, 220,000. So this is the average rental going on. So this guy, this is under renewal, so you can't really judge. So after renewal, the price will a little bit increase, or if you vacate that property and resell it or re-rent it again, and then the situation might be quite different. This guy bought it at 4 million, Beach Vista, 5.63%, 225,000. So now Beach Isle must be a sea-facing palm view unit. 300,000 it's rented for, but he bought it at 6.5 million, which is why it's making 4.65% return on investment. But it's a very liquid property if you were to sell it in the market. We'll look at the transaction and we'll understand what is our basically the target price, where is 2 beds reaching right now in Emaar Beachfront, to give us an idea. Again, 9.1%, 8.65%. Now let's look at the 1 bed, and we are looking at 6 months data, so it will be much more dynamic and you know giving us much clarity. Now 1 beds, mostly Marina Vista, 2.2 million was the selling price, 12% on the price he have secured. 2.75 is a transacted price for this Palace Beach Residences tower. Now this is what I'm trying to make you understand. Palace Beach Residences, again another 1 bed, 2.6. 2.4, 2.2, Marina Vista, Beach Mansion. Now the only 1 bed that I'm seeing in the last 6 months which is being sold at a very good price point is 3.2 million. You know, the guy must have some kind of a very specific requirement, which is why he bought it at 3.26 million. 19% from the initial price. 2.5 Beach Mansion, 2.2, 2.8, 2.2, 2.7. Again, another address, the building is not ready, but again, it's a 5-star branded residences by Emaar, 3.5, but from the initial price, it only jumps from 9%. Building is not ready, we cannot really judge after being ready. Now, Address Bay is a very beautiful building. I will try to show you the render while I'm talking about it, but once it will be ready, we can judge what is the response of the market for that kind of a building. Bristol have already been launched. That is also under construction right now. Now let's look at the 2-bedroom price point. 2-bedroom, as I said, are more liquid. Again, in the last 6 months, 71 transactions happened. Median price, now it's jumping. The price is increasing because more relocation happening, more people are looking for those properties. Average rental yield is going for 7.19%. Now Grand Blue, beautiful building by Emaar. Guy bought it at 6.8 million, ready apartment, 1400 square feet, 53% jump from the initial price. This happened just recently on 6th of November. Marina Vista, again, because of the quality, 3.4 million, but again, the initial price in which he have bought it, 31% increase. Palace Beach Residences, branded residences, 2-bedroom, 1230 square feet, 5.3 million, 20% from the initial price, sold 2 times. Again, Palace Beach Residence, 4.8 million, 40% jump from the initial price. Keeping in mind the whole community is still not ready. Once the community will be ready, then the maturity we will see what kind of juice, what kind of demand it has. Now another transaction of Grand Blue Tower 2, must be a sea-facing beautiful unit, 5.9 million from initial price, 57% higher, 1500 square feet. 4.5 million Grand Blue, 1400 square feet, 7.2 million in Grand Blue, floor number 12, must have been renovated. The guy must have done a beautiful furnishing, which is why it's a very crazy jump of 50%. 7.2 million is the price point. Sunrise Bay, again, not a good quality. Unit was rented at 286,000. If the guy who have bought it, he have kept it at that price, he must be making 10% rental returns. But again, 3.75, very decent rental going on at this price point. Sunrise Bay, again, 4 million, 25% higher, 6.25% rental return. Again, Grand Blue, another transaction happened, 7 million, 55% jump from the initial price. 1400 square feet, 5.5 million. Now let's look at the what is happening with Ellington buildings once they get handed over in the Emaar community. Now after that, we will have an idea like on the port side, which is about to be launched in Maritime City. Now this is the building where I personally went and experienced it. I've seen the apartments, the amenities, I've seen the residents who are living there. I know what kind of crowd is renting those properties, so I have much more confidence, which is why I am showing you Ellington House. Now this is a resale transaction data of last 6 months in Dubai Hills Estate. Not a good comparison, but again, Ellington's building, we can compare it apple to apple, because any US investor that I have experienced and they looked at multiple properties of different developers, they only mentioned the name of Ellington to me. Now Beyond haven't delivered anything, and they haven't experienced Omniath as well, so I cannot really say that they are looking at Omniath quality as a bad quality. But again, on a mid segment or an upper mid segment, they find Ellington to be a very beautiful quality. And Imtiaz is also doing a beautiful job, but the topic of today is to understand what we can expect with this new launch of Portside in Maritime City. Now this is basically the transaction of 2-bedroom in Ellington House. 4.2 million. It's being sold on 5th of November. 1368 square feet, absolutely beautiful. It's a floor 3, 48% jump from the initial price. 3.3 million. Now keeping in mind these are 4 buildings in Dubai Hills Estate, and Ellington is the only developer. Hyde, I think the Hyde is also building their tower inside Dubai Hills Estate. There is an Emaar developer is also building. So Emaar is very picky with what kind of developer they will have building in their community. Now 4 million, this is above average prices of resale transaction in the whole Dubai Hills Estate in apartment segment. Once we look at the data of rentals, you will have a complete clarity of what kind of crowd will jump into these kind of properties. 3.2 million, 29% jump. 2.9 million, 30% jump. 4 million, 40% jump from the initial price. 3.4, 3 million, 2.6 million for a 2-bed. Floor 1. Floor 1 is not that kind of a very demanded floor, but again, also got resold. 6% jump. No distress deal in the last 6 months. Building handed over. A beautiful building, beautiful experience I had. So this is the numbers speaks for itself. Now this is the rental data of the last 6 months in all Ellington House buildings. So this will give you much more clarity. The rentals are above average than Dubai Hills Estate. 1 bed, 794 square feet, 140,000 a year. The guys bought it at 1.6 million. 2 bed, 285,000, 5th floor unit, 2.4 million. He has secured it at that price, making crazy rental returns in this market of Dubai. 1 bed, again, 160,000 being rented for. 2 million was a secured price. 3 bed, 1700 square feet, 365,000 rental return on a long term. 3.7 million was the initial price at which the buyer bought it. Again, 160,000, 2 bed, 255,000. Ellington House, 150,000, 1.9 million was a secured price. Again, another 1 bed, 1.8 million. Another 150,000, 1.6 million he bought it at. This 3 bed, 440,000, 3.6 million, above 10% rental return. Crazy numbers. Why? He must have renovated or he must have furnished it and then rent it out. But again, the rental returns are crazy on Ellington buildings in Dubai Hills Estate. It's above average. Again, another 2 bed, 300,000, 3 million dirham was the secured price, complete 10% rental return. 170,000, 1.5 million the guy have secured. initially when it was launched. This is the power of brand. This is the power of, you know, making the product which is a market fit and managing it in a way that people love it, absolutely love it. This is what I'm expecting with Beyond. This is what I'm expecting with Ellington on Dubai Maritime City. They will uplift the whole market of Dubai Maritime City. Select is also doing a beautiful job, but again, not a community. This is a community difference. It's a big difference that it will make on the liquidity, and it will bring a lot of value because of a lot of lifestyle infrastructure will be in the community, and people absolutely fall in love. Whenever you're choosing any kind of a property in Dubai, you will 100%, 90% of the people will go towards community if they can afford. And I've already given you the data. I'll break it down in my next video, give you a complete understanding of what kind of properties will be absorbed by how much of a population of Dubai. That video will give you much more clarity if you're investing into $100,000 of a property or $1 million worth of a property in Dubai. Now this is a long-term rental returns data of Anva, which is the only building which is ready in the whole location of Maritime City. Keeping in mind, Infinity Bridge is not 100% done. Keeping in mind, the whole infrastructure is under construction right now. But still, the only building ready is being rented for this much. So 2-bed is being rented for 140,000. Guys secured it at 2.6 million. 2-bed, another 2-bed in recent contract, 155,000. This is also under renewal, 128,000. You cannot really judge these rental, but again, I'm telling you, still there is a demand. Even the community is not ready. Still there are people who are renting those property because of many reasons. They might have the business at that location. They might have to move towards old Dubai. But once the community will be ready, the whole old Dubai second, third generation who are looking for more modern places of freehold property, they would jump to either rent or either buy those properties. So there will be a liquidity. But I wanted to give you a complete clarity through numbers, so you can expect that. I'm not saying it will be 100% or 200% appreciation which will happen, but this is a very safe zone in which you're investing right now. You might not see that kind of a correction which Dubai is expecting in certain areas because of oversupply issue. 2-bed, 140,000, 125,000, 160,000, 155,000, 150,000. Already the Omnia building is setting the benchmark. Although the building, if you look at the building, if you go inside the lobby, absolutely beautiful quality, no doubt, but not up to the standards of today. So the newer buildings which are being picked up in Beyond's new community, those are, those gonna really uplift the game. 147,000, 135,000, 112,000. This is what not many brokers would tell you in the market. Now I wanted you to have an actual expectation so that you can understand where you're investing, what is the benchmark of rental returns or what is the benchmark of appreciation standpoint. We have seen in the Ellington's transaction, most of the transactions of 2 bedrooms, resale transactions is going above 50%, 40% from the initial secured price. Same thing you can expect in Maritime City. Although the prices have jumped a little bit, but again, the whole Emaar community, once it will be ready, keeping in mind the infrastructure will be completely ready, keeping in mind the population vision, which will be in the next 4 years' time, will be quite different. Tourist footprint in the city is also increasing year on year, and if that vision you have in mind when you're investing into these properties, soon you will see the prices will getting out of the hands of the people who are looking to invest at a very initial standpoint. So I see Ellington buildings performing very well. Even if you're getting 5% to 6% rental returns, it's a very safe zone. You will not face that oversupply issue in that location. Dubai Island is a different ball game. Right next door, Pearl Jumeirah, La Mer, Palm Jumeirah, these have set the benchmark for that location. This is as how high the property prices could go if you have a very high niche development. If we are looking at a very highly dense populated community, at certain point the prices gets capped. But again, supply is very limited. It's not as compared to a JVC or any other area where you are expecting, like Business Bay, where you're expecting an oversupply issue. So I hope it makes sense. I hope it has given you some kind of a clarity. Now, if you really want to understand more and you want to really deep dive into more numbers, and you want to really understand what kind of properties to pick, what kind of floor plans to choose, so that you can maximize and you reach to that target of 100% return on equity, contact me on my given number. As I've already shown you, Ellington buildings, you should have a purpose. Whenever you're buying any property in Dubai, if you're buying one bed, keep it in mind that you're buying to rent, you're not buying to flip. If you're buying two bed, you have both purposes being aligned. Three bed, even better. I can help you out in furnishing your property, making your property so much visible, so that once you market it at the handover, you will be making that kind of a jump of 60%, 70% return on equity. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on my given number. Thank you so much for watching. This is Matlu Ahmed Khan signing out.